In Unit 19, we are going to discuss two types of proportions, direct relationships and indirect relationships. Okay, so direct proportions or direct relationships are two quantities that are directly proportional if a change in one quantity produces a change in the other quantity in the same direction. In other words, if one increases, the other has to increase to be a direct proportion. If one decreases, then the other has to decrease to be a direct proportion. You'll see graphically, if we're looking in the first quadrant, that it looks like this. Okay. And what that means is as x is getting bigger, so is y. And if you were to go backwards, you could say as x is getting smaller, so is y. So to construct direct proportions, position the corresponding terms side by side. The numerator of one fraction corresponds to the numerator of the second fraction. The denominator of one fraction corresponds to the denominator of the second fraction. So direct proportion sum application could be an increase in production time, produces an increase in number of parts produced. So they both say increase. The amount of taper in a shaft diameter increases as the distance along the length of the shaft increases, or the weight of a steel bar increases as the length of the bar increases. Now for the last two slides, let's take a look at an example and solve it. It says the diameter of a shaft tapers from 1.2 inches at the small end to 2.4 inches over a 4-inch length. Find the diameter of the shaft at a point that is 3 inches from the small end. So we know that there is a distance 2.4 minus 1.2. Okay. And remember what it said before is it said the numerator of one fraction corresponds to the numerator of the second fraction. So we would say that would equal 4 inches. Again, it said bad mistake. Don't put labels. So 2.4 minus 1.2, that's the span over a 4-inch length. And we want to know the diameter of the shaft at a point that is 3 inches from the small end. So think about what we did. We did diameter over diameter equals the length over the length. So from here, it's just order of operations. 2.4 minus 1.2 is 1.2. So 1.2 over x equals 4 over 3. You're going to do your cross multiplication to get 3.6 is equal to 4x. Now we're down to a one-step equation. We divide both sides by 4 to get x is equal to 0.9. But we need to remember that this means 0.9 inches from the 1.2 inch diameter at the beginning. So to find our final answer, we'd have to do 0.9 plus 1.2 to get a total of 2.1 inches as our answer.